of common sense. Rachel Reeves is going to be the subject today of my meltdown. Let's get ready for it. There's that terrible picture. That's what we've got now. We've actually we've given up on putting any music on anything. We're just going dun dun dun. By the way, I seem to have spilt some coffee on my tie, which has really annoyed me. It's one of the most annoying things you can do, and it's one of the reasons why I don't drink that much coffee, because for some reason it falls from my mouth and it's gone on my tie. And this is one of my favourite ties. I don't know if I can get it out. I don't know because well, it could be. You know, it could be a meltdown. I might have to change my tie for doing Plank of the Week. Luckily, I've got a few spares here, which is always nice. Now, let me tell you about Rachel Reeves. Today, we've had new GDP figures have come out, right? And the GDP figures show that the economy grew by 1.3% in 2025, which is less than expected at the end of last year, right? So basically, Labour have missed yet another growth forecast, okay? Output has expanded by just 0.1% in the final quarter. This is according to analysts in the Daily Telegraph. UK GDP grows less than expected in the final 3 months of the year after budget uncertainty, right? And who's to blame for budget uncertainty? That's right, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves. Reeves insists that she has the right economic plan. She says that she is creating the conditions for growth and investment. Well, she's not, is she? I read this out earlier, 2 days ago. Rachel Reeves said this: rebuilding Britain takes time. Really? But thanks to the decisions we've made, NHS waiting lists are falling. No, they're not. We know from last week that the Times study showed, exactly as I had said, that basically waiting lists are reducing slightly because the government is paying hospitals and NHS trusts to remove people's names from those lists, right? Either because they've died or because they don't need the operation anymore, because they've gone private, or because somehow they've got better, miraculously, by being treated in some other way. So the waiting lists are not going down. They've got to stop lying to us. How can they get away with it? Thanks to the decisions we've made, NHS waiting lists are falling. No, they're bleeding well not, Rachel. You're a liar. Stop lying. Then she says, inflation is falling. No, it isn't. Have you been to the shops lately, you stupid bint? Hey? Everything's going up. Nothing is coming down. And that means inflation is also going up, right? Interest rates are falling. Interest rates are coming down slightly because the Bank of England is ideologically wedded to Labour Party policy. And so Andrew Bailey, that complete numpty who runs the Bank of England, who was so useless when he was there under the Conservative government, that he didn't reduce interest rates and he kept allowing them to go up and up and up and up, created a massive, massive economic disaster, right? So the Bank of England is no measure of whether inflation is in the right place. What anyone with a brain will tell you is that basically everything is costing more money. They're about to put a tax on your holiday. They're about to put another tax on buying a car. They're about to put more taxes on hospitality. They're about to put more taxes on small business. They're about to increase everything that they can get their hands on. So how does that equal inflation falling? The conditions for the economy to grow are there, she said. With Keir as our Prime Minister, we are turning the country around. Nobody wants Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. Not even his own party. Not the government, not the cabinet, not Scotland, not Wales. Everybody wants Starmer out. Rachel Reeves is probably the only single person left in the country who wants him to keep his job so she can keep hers. Today, she's put out another message. Thanks to the choices we've made, we've seen 6 interest rate cuts and inflation is falling. No, it isn't. Stop lying. We have the right economic plan to build a stronger and more secure economy. No, you don't. Stop lying. Cutting the cost of living. Are you having a laugh? Who in this country will say that the cost of living is falling? Right? It's not. The only thing that's growing in this country right now is the size of my audience. Right? So stop bloody lying just to keep your job. It's embarrassing. Finally, she says she's cutting national debt. How? She's borrowing £20 billion plus every single month. We owe more money now than there is in the world. If we went to the IMF, Liam Halligan told us this last week, and asked for a bailout, they haven't got enough money. The International Monetary Fund hasn't got enough money to bail us out. She says we're creating the conditions for growth. No, you're not. Stop bloody lying, okay? That's all I've got to say.